Okay, so this is part 6 of the series that I was making, and in this part I will try to show you the comp thing, how I did my comp for this shot. If you don't know about the comping thing, what is comp? So comp means when you merge all your layers and everything. If I show you my comp, alright, so you can see there, this is the final comp, and from Blender what I get is, I got this render. So this is that I got from Blender. It looks something like this, and after doing everything, it looks something like this. You can see kind of huge difference. So all the atmosphere and sky, the small adjustments and everything is done within compositing, just to give that type of cool look or whatever you want to say. So this is before and after. Okay, so I will just show you what I did for those things. In this one, I have to first replace my sky because there is no sky. So I just use the HDRI. This one, you can easily get this thing with in Polyheaven website. There are so many HDRIs that you will found on that thing. So you can just choose anything. I'm just using this one. Then I'm adding that thing into a sphere. So after that, I'm just importing my camera in Nuke from Blender. You just have to export it to FBX and you can use it there with the help of scanline render. Then I'm just doing some color grading, saturation adjustment, and after that I'm converting this sky to this. To this. So I need this above bluish tone sky. You can see there. So this is basically the thing that I did for the sky. Then I merged it on top of my render. It will look something like this. So it is properly merged, you can see, and the fun part is it is properly tracked in. So that's the use case of the camera thing. So make sure that you're using your camera, you're exporting your camera from Blender to Nuke so that you can use that data, and then you don't have to do any kind of tracking or anything in Nuke. So yeah, that's the thing. And the other thing is, by default, if I show you, you can see there is not enough detail in the pants, in the this cloth, also in the face. It looks weird. The skin tones are not right. Background mountains colors are also not matching with the ground, this type of thing. So we have to match everything with the help of this color passes. So if you don't know about this type of stuff, how to use them properly, you can just watch this video. I already made a kind of a detailed videos on this topic, so you can just go and watch that video. I will put the link in the description if you're interested. But for this one, I will just go through kind of overview thing, that what I did for this shot. So I just separate all the passes, diffuse, direct, diffuse, color, and everything like this. And the advantage of this thing is I can do small changes, like, so in this one you can see I'm using grade nodes, and with the help of cryptomat I am targeting specific area of the object. So you can see there the amount of detail we have in the pants right now. You can see there. So I'm adding more and more detail everywhere. So I'm fixing the mountains there. I'm matching the color of the mountains to the ground, giving some blue tint, and then I'm fixing the ground also, increasing some highlight in this area. You can see there with the help of the direct or indirect passes. So this is before, this is after. It's a kind of a huge difference. Okay, so I cannot explain everything what I did in this one, but the stuff you have to remember is you have to do small adjustments. So for example, in the ground one, if I disable this, right now it is not working, but you have to tweak small things, like if the brightness of the mountains are too much, then you can just use a grade node, and with the help of the cryptomat you can isolate the mountains and you can do your color adjustment. So if I just show you the mountain one, you can see I'm selecting the mountain areas and it will just give me the mountain area, and then I can just use a grade node and put the grade node in the mask like this, and I can do the color adjustment. So that's the use case of this. Then similarly I did everything, the skin tones, I fixed the skin color, all the stuff, small details. You can see we have some sort of dust and dirt thing in the face. It is not visible that much, but yeah, I did this type of small adjustments. Then I add light interactions also in the edge light area. If I show you, I don't know how much visible is this area. Yeah, you can see there. So in the character edge, you can see the light difference. I'm creating some sort of rim light effect. And the way you have to do this is with the help of normal pass. So if I just click on this, you can see this is the normal pass, and I'm merging the I'm using this normal rotate tool that you will get inside Nuke, and with this tool I'm just getting the normal direction. So if I just press A on my keyboard, you can see wherever there is this white color, it will increase the light of that area, and then I'm merging that thing with the grade node, so it will boost up the area of light on that specific area, the white portion. So yeah, that's the use case of the normal pass. Do not do too much because it will look very fake. You have to be careful with the normal pass. If you have chance to relight your renders with proper lights in Blender, then it will be very good. But you can use this thing also just to give subtle amount of side edge light thing. Then I just add some sort of other things, edge light, smoke, shadows, and these things are not necessary for now. Then I merge everything on top of the sky. Then we have this static fog and moving fog option. So if I enable this, you can see we have this fog thing in the background. So I just put the fogs there, you can see. So I just put some cards in Blender. You can also do this thing within Nuke also, but I don't like the 3D system of Nuke. It feels very weird. So what I did is I just put some videos on a plane, and then I put in the background in Blender area in the Blender viewport, and then I just render them. And with the help of depth pass, I get the hold out. So you can see there this is edged. So after that I just try to match the color of everything, and then I just merge on top of everything. So it is looking something like this. So after that I just add the fog layer with the help of depth pass. So this is the fog. Now you will think that we can also do the fog within Blender also, but the problem is the volumetrics are really expensive in Blender. It will take a lot of time to render also, so I'll try to do those type of things with the help of depth pass. Now you will think that which one is the better option, the Blender one or the depth pass one. Definitely the Blender one, because it will give you the most realism thing, but it will also increase your render time. So you have to do something. In compositing also you will have a lot of control of your color, the amount of fog you want in your scene and everything in Blender also, but after render you cannot change anything. That's the problem. But in this Nuke thing, you can just put a depth pass and just use a constant color like this, and then you just have to merge it on top of your depth pass, and you will get your foggy looking scene, and you don't have to spend any too much time on rendering also, and it is almost real time. So that's the use case of this depth pass. But the better option is to render the volumetrics within Blender if you have that much amount of time. But most of the time I use this depth pass just to get this type of atmosphere. Then we have the smoke overlap animation. So this is basically the fire one. So you can see, so there is a problem with Blender you will face, and that is when you try to render depth pass with the volumetrics VDBs, it will just create very whitish type of thing, like white edge thing. Basically it is not supported yet. You cannot render depth pass. So in order to fix that issue, we have to use the EV depth pass, and we have to turn off our smoke layers, or you can say VDBs. You have to turn off all your VDBs, and then you have to render with EV. That's the best solution. And when you render with your EV, you will get your depth pass properly, and then you can merge your fog layer on top of everything, and it will work perfectly fine. So after when you merge it, you can see the smoke is also kind of affected with the fog layer. This is kind of blending it, and it is creating this type of issue. So in order to fix this issue, we have to overlap our VDB thing. So I'm just taking my VDB, I'm just creating the holdout in the VDB, and then I'm merging the smoke layer on top of everything. Now you will think that why not just render the VDB layer separately and render the background separately. It's a good thing, but the problem is it will increase your render time, because Blender has to calculate all the light directions and everything 2 times. So that's why you are increasing your render time. So the best solution I found is this one, is to render your main render with cycles render everything at once. Then you have to render your only the depth pass with your EV and turn off all your VDBs and everything. and then you can merge your EV depth path on top of your cycle render, and you will get something like this. And then you have to fix your smoke, and in order to fix your smoke you have to overlap your smoke on top of your render like this, and now everything is good. So like this, you're not increasing your render time also, and you are not wasting your time. So yeah, after that I just add some motion blur in the render, so it will look something like this because you have to add motion blur. I'm just using this vector blur node with the help of vector generator. So yeah, after that I'm just adding some lens effects like this, some diffusion thing to merge everything properly. You can see it is blending everything properly. Some sharpness, some diffusion, and I'm adding some lens dirt. You can see there it is adding some sort of lens dirt effects. Then I'm using some lens flare in this area. You can see the spots there, the lines. And in order to give the lens flare, I'm just using a convolve node. You can just watch some videos on YouTube how to add lens flare and nuke, and you will find a lot of videos on that. Then I'm just adding some defocus, not everywhere but in this area, I think. Yeah, you can see background is defocused right now. It will also save your render time, because if you go to Blender and do these things, the depth of field effect, it will increase your render time, but in this one it is almost real time. And then after that I just add some lens distortion and then crop, and then that's it. But right now it is not looking like the final output. The reason why, because we have to do some color grading in this one. You can also do the color grading within Nuke, but I prefer DaVinci Resolve because the tools that are in DaVinci is kind of very good. That's why I use DaVinci Resolve. But yeah, after doing the color grading and everything, it looks something like this. So it's a huge difference after color grading. If I show you before, not this one, that I get from Nuke, and this is I get from DaVinci Resolve after doing all the color grading and everything. So it's also a huge difference. All the look development and everything has been done in DaVinci Resolve. So basically the main use case of the Nuke is you have to merge everything properly, and then you have to ready for DaVinci Resolve for color grading, and that's the workflow that I use. I did everything, I blend everything together in Nuke, and then I do all the color grading process in DaVinci Resolve. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I think this is the last video of the course, and I hope this will help you. You can watch all the videos of this course. I will put the link in the descriptions of all the videos that I made for this one, and yeah, I think this will help you. Thank you for watching.